Ever feel like you need a roadmap and a compass just to navigate all these AI tools popping up?
It's overwhelming, right?
Totally. And that's why we're doing this deep dive on, well, AI web tools.
We're cutting through the noise.
Exactly. We're looking at this, frankly, massive list of tools and their terms of service, all from AiWebTools LLC, by the way. And believe me, this list is huge.
It's a lot, yeah.
Over 100 tools. And this is just a snapshot, right?
Yeah, just a glimpse of how fast this field is moving. One thing that jumped out at me going through all this is how many tools have that informational purposes only disclaimer?
Yeah, like a big flashing warning sign.
Right. Like, don't go betting your life savings based on what Investment GPT tells you.
Exactly. It's a good reminder that we're still in the early stages here. And these tools are meant to help us, not replace, actual human judgment.
Totally. It's about using these tools responsibly.
Speaking of responsibility, let's talk about Time Machine GPT.
Oh, yeah, that one's a trip.
You want to explore what if Rome never fell? This is your tool.
Ugh.
Hypothetical histories, alternative futures, the works. But it makes you think, right? How accurate can any of that really be?
Well, that's the thing about history, isn't it? It's all about perspective and data. Time Machine GPT is only as good as the information it's trained on, and we all know history can be a little, shall we say, subjective.
Definitely. So it's more about sparking those what-if conversations, prompting us to think about history in new ways.
Exactly. It's about asking better questions, not just getting easy answers. And that goes for a lot of these tools, actually.
Like Resurrection GPT. I mean, wow. Imagine having simulated conversations with loved ones who are no longer with us. Talk about a heavy topic.
Heavy, yeah. It's emotionally charged, for sure. On one hand, it could be a way to find some comfort, to process grief, maybe. But then you have to ask.
Can a simulation ever really replace a real person?
Exactly. It's a slippery slope, and it makes you think about where we draw the line with technology.
And how much we should rely on it, especially when it comes to something as personal as grief.
Right, because at the end of the day, these are just tools. Powerful tools, but tools nonetheless. And it's up to us to figure out how to use them in a way that's ethical, responsible, and, well,
human.
exactly.
It's a wild world we're venturing into with all this.
It really is.
And speaking of wild, let's talk about Survivalist GPT. This tool helps you, generate a personalized survival plan.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, everything from building a shelter to finding food in the wild. It's pretty cool, actually.
It is cool.
Yeah.
But it makes you think, right? When does relying on an AI actually make us less prepared for real-life situations?
Right, because reading about survival is one thing, but actually doing it, totally different.
Exactly. There's no substitute for experience. And that kind of brings us to college degree GPT. And before you ask, no, it doesn't give you an actual degree.
Well, that student loan debt's still on you.
But it simulates the experience of getting a degree. You've got your virtual lectures, your assignments, even virtual classmates.
So more like a super immersive online course.
That's a good way to put it. Makes you wonder, though, could this be the future of education? Could we ever really replace that in-person social aspect?
Interesting stuff. Okay, ready for one that's, pretty straightforward. Public Testimony Writer GPT. It basically helps you write persuasive speeches.
Wow, so it's like having a speechwriter in your pocket.
Right. Imagine using that for, a town hall meeting or something.
Yeah.
Gives you a voice, But then again, you have to wonder...
about the potential for misuse.
Exactly. Could it be used to spread, misinformation or manipulate people? Tough questions.
Important questions, though, and that's why I think these disclaimers are so interesting. It shows the developers are thinking about these things, too.
Yeah, like a little ethical nudge.
For sure. Speaking of ethical nudges, let's talk about Probability GPT.
Yeah.
This one's for all the data geeks out there. It calculates the probability of different outcomes.
So, what are the chances my business idea will be a success? That kind of thing.
Exactly. Or, I don't know, the odds of a certain medical treatment working. It's fascinating, but also a little, unsettling. Yeah, a bit. Because even with all the data in the world, we can't predict the future with 100% certainty, right?
And there's always that element of human choice that can throw things off.
Exactly. It's about using this information wisely, not letting it rule our lives. Okay, ready for one that's a little more lighthearted? Veterinarian GPT.
Ooh, this is going to tell me why my dog eats grass.
Maybe, maybe not. But it aims to give pet owners quick information about their furry friends.
Like a 24/7 virtual vet.
Something like that. But it's important to remember it's not a replacement for a real vet, especially in emergencies.
Right, if my cat's throwing up, I'm calling the actual vet.
Exactly. It's about empowering pet owners with information, not encouraging them to play doctor at home.
Makes sense. Okay, this next one is for anyone who's ever felt lost in the world of insurance. It's called Insurance Claims GPT.
Sounds useful. Insurance can be so confusing.
Tell me about it. This tool helps you understand your policy, estimate claims, all that fun stuff.
It's about giving people the tools to understand those complex systems.
Yeah.
Empowering, right?
For sure. No more spending hours on hold with customer service trying to decipher what your coverage actually means.
That's the dream. But seriously, it's about giving people more control over their own finances and their own lives. Okay, ready for our last one for this part of the dive. This one's a bit of a head-scratcher. Property Data Finder GPT.
I'm intrigued. Tell me more.
So it says it can give you detailed info on any property, like market value, ownership history, the works.
Wow, that's a game changer for the real estate industry.
Right. But it also makes you think, that's a lot of power, a lot of information. What about privacy?
That's the big question, isn't it? Like, where do we draw the line?
And who gets to decide? These are the kinds of conversations we need to be having more and more as this technology keeps advancing.
It's a brave new world out there, that's for sure.
It is. And speaking of brave new worlds, this next tool is called Business Plan Generator GPT.
Okay, I'm listening.
So you've got that killer business idea, right?
Don't we all?
Well, this one helps you create a whole business plan around it. Financial projections, market analysis, the whole shebang.
Like having an AI business partner.
Exactly. And makes you think, could this make starting a business easier for more people?
It could lower the barrier to entry, that's for sure. But a plan is just the first step, right? You still need the drive, the hustle.
Absolutely. No AI can replace that. Okay, ready to dive into something a little different?
Get me.
Genome GPT. It's all about analyzing your genetic data.
Okay, we're talking personalized medicine, right? Maybe even...
Let's not get ahead of ourselves. It's early days for this kind of technology.
True, but it's exciting to think about. Okay, ready for a complete shift. This next one's called Talk to Your God GPT.
Now, that one's really interesting. Using AI for, spiritual exploration.
It's like, is this a tool for faith or just a really advanced chatbot? Makes you think.
It does. And on a lighter note, how about Game Coder GPT?
Ooh, tell me more.
It helps you create video games, even if you don't know how to code.
Okay, I'm sold. Sign me up.
It could be huge for aspiring game developers, right? No more getting bogged down by the technical stuff.
Pure creativity. I love it. All right, what else do we have?
2 more. This one's for everyone who dreads tax season. Taxes GPT.
Ooh, an AI that does my taxes for me. What do I sign?
It could streamline things, for sure. Help you understand those complicated forms.
No more late-night panics about deadlines. But I'm guessing it's not foolproof.
Probably not. Tax laws are always changing, and there's a lot of nuance there.
Right. Better not fire my accountant just yet. Okay, last one. What do we got?
This one's timely. It's called Mental Wellness GPT.
I like the sound of that already.
It offers things like guided meditations, breathing exercises, even some CBT exercises.
It's like a digital toolkit for your mind. Though, important to remember, it's not a replacement for actual therapy if you need it.
Exactly.
So we've covered a lot of ground in this deep dive, and honestly, it feels like we're just scratching the surface.
Right. This AI world is moving so fast.
It's exciting, but also a little daunting, Like, we need to be having these conversations thinking about the implications of all this.
Absolutely. These tools are powerful, and we need to use them responsibly.
Couldn't agree more. Well, on that note, I think we've done our deep dive for today. But hey, the conversation doesn't have to end here.
Not at all.
Keep exploring these tools, ask questions, and most importantly, stay curious. Until next time.